All right, we are back here on the job site, and you just wouldn't believe it, man. The generosity of some people just blow you away, so stay tuned. So here we are. This is where our house is going. I got a little bit more excavating to do over here. Somebody went ahead and poured a complete concrete pad here. I think it's engineered for strength, guaranteed never to move, frost resistant. It is a heck of a nice pad. It is beautiful. There's one issue with it. It is not exactly made level. It is very, very crooked. But it's built by the hand of God, and I don't think it's going to move, so we're pretty excited about that. We are going to build right on this. This is solid rock right here. You can see the nice pad, and although it's not totally even, the house portion is actually within 8 inches of level, so that's kind of pretty cool. And then it goes up in from there to the shop. The shop portion is probably plus or minus 2 feet. And then the last part of the shop, where we're probably going to host the animals and have it as a bit of a barn, there it goes up again. So we can try to smooth some of that off. We're going to try to chisel away at it and see where we can get. There's some loose material on there yet we'll bust off. But we're pretty excited by the fact that this is ready to go. We got no concrete to pour. I talked to the building inspector this morning, and we've got the go-ahead to just go ahead and lag it right to the rock here. So that's going to save us a chunk of money. We also saved quite a bit by the fact that we excavated with the tractor right here. Rather than, I was going to rent the Mini X for last week, and we were going to start digging trenches. And Anissa said, why don't you go just see with the tractor and dig around a bit? So I did, and I'm thankful that she suggested that and that we did that, because it saved us about $3,500. I didn't bother renting the excavator for the week. I didn't need it. It was very easy to do. The topsoil here is about 8-9 inches, some places a foot of topsoil mixed in with rock. And that's it for cover here. The rest of it is rock that we're on here. So we're going to do some cleaning. We got to do some sweeping and stuff along the edges. We're going to spray our lines to get ready for the brackets that we're going to install. We'll be lagging those brackets down to the rock, and then we'll be ready to set posts inside those brackets. Primary focus will be on the house portion, like I said, but we do want to set all the posts, and if we can, we'll get all the trusses on yet for the whole build. And then our focus will be on the house, getting it ready for winter. If there's time left over, we'll continue working on the shop portion of the build. So stay tuned for that. It's exciting things happening here, among other things, I guess, but our house is primary focus. We got firewood to chop, fences to do, animals to move. There's lots of stuff going on. We also got to start getting our business enterprise on the go of selling meat. So we need to advertise that and advertise our custom baling and mowing and wrapping. So lots of stuff going on. And if you enjoy that kind of things, we'd love it if you stick around and give her a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. We'd like to continue to grow this channel, and with your help we can do so. So share it with whoever you think might benefit from this, from the build, from what we're doing here as a family. Anything that we do. So thank you. Good, beautiful morning today. It is a bit cloudy in the sky today. Anyway, we are changing pastures. Got to get the goats out from the rest of the goats. We talked about that a little bit, or out from the rest of the animals. We talked about that a little bit on yesterday's live. If you didn't catch that, we got 2 lives yesterday. We got disconnected again. We had a bit of a mishap there. Check that out. On the lives to be both posted, I believe, now. Anyway, we're moving the 4 mama goats. We're going to wean all the babies except one buck who is a little underweight. The mamas are all underweight as well, and I don't like that. I want them to build up a body score again. And currently, any extra grain we feed them, basically Buttercup snags it all. So we're going to move them to this here chunk behind me. I left this piece on purpose because there's a lot of bushes, and those bushes take a long time to grow. And we had some thoughts of transplanting them at some point, but Anissa's basically picked out the ones on this side as that's sufficient, and the rest of this I'm going to fence off now, and we will throw the goats in there, the 4 goats. Buttercup will move up to the north end of the farm here. We're going to build a new pasture up there. We'll put her in with the 3 calves that we have, and all the male kids that we have from this year. The female kids will then put in another pasture because we don't want them to start breeding. Anyway, basically our whole field looked like this. If I get down low, you can see how tall everything was when we moved here. And there was lots and lots of bushes. This isn't grass, this is a bush. And it's got decent sized stems in here. That's actually a small one, but there's loads and loads of them here. And basically the whole farm looked like this. So I disc mowed everything. The one over here, you can see the branches on it a bit more. They're substantial, and those are small ones. There's a lot bigger ones in here yet. Some that are over my head as far as height. So the whole field looked like that. We mowed it all with a disc mower and baled it up. All the hawthorn ones we pulled out by hands. The kids went around with the tractor. Sorry, a little out of breath. And pulled those ones out, and we dumped them on a pile in the bush, and we'll burn them later. They've got a lot of sharp needles. I didn't want that in our feed. The rest of the stuff, the goats will chew this up, these leaves and stuff. It's got some feed value to it at least. So we're going to fence this one off. We'll let them play around in here. There's loads of grass in here. Hopefully they'll start fattening up, and we'll also can top dress grain in here without the cow being able to take it. And then we'll move up to the other pasture. Like I said, we're going to string some wire up there and move the cows. And then the young goats will have to build a new pasture for them as well. So that'll consume most of the morning. We will get on that and keep moving. So I do have to take a trip north to get brackets for the posts. We'll do that this week, as well as pick up, we're hoping to pick up our heifer this week. 2 heifer calves, I guess. One that's ready to calve almost, and the other one that is about a year old. We'll be picking those up and then bringing them home, as well as some more bottle babies, and we'll start that process over If you're curious on all the noise in the background, that's the little man right here. He's got a temper tantrum like nothing else, and he's stuck with his little car in the grass. And if something doesn't want to move and doesn't want to go right now, he gets all upset. I think he might get that from me. I have a very small patience level. I want things to go now, although I don't scream and holler quite like that. But anyway, I know his feelings there. He wants to get things going. He don't like being stuck, so he's actually yelling at his bike because the tires get stuck in the grass. You gotta push harder, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting stuck, eh?
Yeah.
You should put a motor on that thing. Right?
Yeah.
Can you say hi? You say good morning?
No.
No, you don't know how to do that? All right, well, you carry on then. Bye-bye. Can you say bye-bye?
No.
No, can't do that either. Just not in the mood. Okay, we're up here in the north pasture, right up along the road. There's our neighbors. The lane to get in is right over here. And we're looking at fencing some of this, just temporarily, more or less. The perimeter is fenced really good. It's got a really good page wire fence on it, but there's no cross fencing to speak of. I mean, there's some old posts here behind me. I don't know if you can make any of them out, but there is a few going up the field. There's one there. But they're not in the greatest shape. And I'm limited as far as fencing supplies right now. I'll have to pick up some stuff and then I'll probably bang in some T-posts and stuff and get something a little bit more permanent. For today though, I think we're a little bit more limited. I have some white step-in posts that we can probably stick in and just make a temporary pasture here. And then we'll move that temporary pasture in a couple days to fresh grass. I think that's kind of where we're stuck at right now. Now I do want to make sure they have some shelter from the sun. There's nothing of that today. It's a little cloudy. But on a hot day, they are going to need some shade. So we want to make sure we give them some of that. And then water. But we'll be bringing the water bowl up here so they have lots to drink. Like I said, I want to put the cow and the 3 calves up here, plus the buck kids. So, you know, it's not a lot of animals. They don't need a huge pasture. But we want to make sure they don't get out. Goats get out of just about everything. The cow I'm not worried about. You give one strand of shock wire, she'll stay put. But and the calves, same thing. But those goats, they go underneath that wire. So I need a lower wire and an upper wire. If the upper wire is too low, they'll jump over that. If the 2 wires are too far apart, they'll go through between them. And if the bottom wire is too low or too high, then they'll go under it. It's always fun. And these are young goats. So if it was the mama goats, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But the baby goats, they tend to get out of everything. At least the perimeter fence is good. They shouldn't be bothering the neighbors any. Such a beautiful view from up here, though. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty. Still lots of wildflowers here. And there's a nice hill. I think the original homestead was here. The well we found is right over here somewhere. I think the original homestead would have been right here, and they would have had this view of this hill looking north. We stuck our house, or we're going to stick our house on the south end of this hill, looking south instead of north. Most of your cold weather comes from the north and the west, and so we want the house on the south side of the farm, looking south, so we get all that sunlight exposure. So we're going to grab some step-ins, see where we can end up. All right, the cattle rodeo is beginning. Got 3 calves following me here. I got Buttercup on a rope, and that ornery old girl keeps trying to yank me. Already went skidding on my arse here a minute ago. She's just excited to be in all this grass. But she can outrun me. She just can't outpull me. If I sit down, I'm too heavy. So I've had to do that a few times now. Try to keep her in one spot, at least. Come on, calves. Bah. So we have to go here, I don't know, probably 600 feet, maybe more, to where the new pasture is. So we're just kind of walking them through the middle of this field, hoping for the best. So far, so good. As they follow, and I got a few outriders here. Come on, Buttercup, keep going. May end up having to drop the phone at some point if she starts to run again. As long as she's a willing participant, we're okay. She has quite an ornery streak in her. She was better before we almost lost her 2 winters ago. And since then, she is very much strong-willed. I think that's the right words. Are they coming? Work together, guys. Bah. Bah. Come on, Annabelle. Come on. There's Annabelle. Come on. Good job, guys. All right, just like that, they are in. A bit of an issue with Buttercup again. She skidded me there when I was trying to get the rope off, but she's already happily munching. Way down over there. I don't know if you can make her out. She's about to go over the horizon there. So now we just have to hope they don't break out. As long as they see the fence and don't decide to run. And they have been on grass here for a while already, so I don't anticipate they're going to go for a run. I mean, the calves would be what you worry about the most, and they're just contently standing there eating. There's lots of grass here. Loads of clover, and I love seeing that. Clover is one of my favorite pasture plants, I guess. There's lots of nutrition in it. Not just pasture plants, I guess, hayfield plant. There's lots of nutrition in it, and I like growing it. So the fact that it's growing here naturally, and I don't know, I got to learn a lot more about plants. There's a wild variety of different stuff growing here. So lots and lots of food. We'll let them eat this down here. I suspect they'll be in here for probably a week. We'll see how it goes. I got to pick up 2 more though. We'll be adding that to the mix. And then we will start working our way west across the farm. We'll just keep adding more pastures. So we have clear to the corner there. It's quite a ways to go. You can just make out the side road down there. So on our chunk, the side road, I mean, whatever. There'll be enough here for a long time. We'll never use it all. So it's good. We'll just keep them in there. The red you see in there is just tape. I put duct tape over the hole to plug it. I couldn't find a drain plug. We're filling that up with water. Goats are in their new spot here. I can't wait for them to put some body score back on, feeding all these kids they had. Well, they had 10 kids between the 4 of them, so it's a pretty good lot this year. But it is quite demanding on their body condition. Their summer coats just about all the way in here. Now it's late in the year. They took forever to lose their winter coats this year, but coming along. I don't know where the 4th one is, so back in there. And the turkey's in here somewhere too. Hasn't attacked me yet anyway.